One of the things that you can do in Photoshop that really makes things look more real is be able to add texture successfully. And here are a few tips. One is to specifically look for making a brush that is what you need the brush to do with the correct texture. So I'm here at a fur brush, and sometimes you can download these, and sometimes it's just as easy to take a specific brush and make one of your own because it only takes a matter of minutes tops. So I'm going to use my print screen, which the one that I really like the best is the Window Shift S because it'll let me draw a picture around the one that I want. And so I'm drawing just the picture around that specific brush. And that has snipped it here. So now I can go into Photoshop. All right, and it's not going to look like that. We can put it side by side. And paste. All right, so what I've got here, window arrange, tile vertically. These two brushes are different because this has a black around the background. You actually want the black to be the brush itself. So you take that brush that you have done and select it because it's got to be selected to work. Select all. And then you're going to go invert, image, and just invert. See, now that brush looks like that. All right, now to use it as a brush, it's really quite simple. You go edit to define brush. All right. I always want to name the brushes because otherwise it's too hard to find which brush you're going to do. This one we're going to call fur. If you accidentally get one backwards, you can right click and delete it and get rid of it. All right, so now with any color, I come onto this white page. It says window, arrange tabs. Go to my white page, which is here. Come on, where'd the white page go? Here. And now you can see everywhere I click, or I can draw a line that leaves a textured edge as well. So on my dogs here, and I can change the size now because it's a brush and change the color. 100% view, zoom in more. I can start painting the dogs in different colors. Gray, black, white, with the right size of brush and with that fur. And with a little finesse, I can make it look like a furry animal. So no matter what texture you have, if it's something that you can put in with a brush, you can make it look like it has fur. All right. The other thing that really works with texture, and you might want to do this more than you do brushes or 50-50. So if I'm going to do grass, or if I'm going to do something like that, I'm going to see what they have with the paint bucket. So this is all with the paint bucket. Here's my paint bucket, and you've got three things you can do. You can right click your paint bucket and do a gradient. You can do a material drop, and I have never used that specific one. Or you can come up here and you can do pattern. So go back to the basic paint bucket tool and come up here and choose pattern. Photoshop comes with some specific patterns. So if you click the arrow next to the pattern fill, you can see what they've got. There's a filter of water. Let's make this big so you can see. And No, that didn't make the pattern any bigger. One of these does. You have some grass, you have some pattern for trees, you have some tiles, but that's really a very limited amount, even if you have the full suite. So most people make their own pattern. And again, the trick is to do seamless patterns. So you can do that in two ways. You come to Google, and you can search for, just like I searched for fur animal hair brushes. You can look for a texture seamless pattern, and you can specifically say what it is. That means you don't have to do any work. So if you do any of these patterns, since they're calling them seamless, they're supposed to be ready to go. And that means when you pour it in seamless, it should be seamless. So I can copy an image. And now I'm going to go into Photoshop with that image. And go File to New. And create and paste. And just like the other, you're going to select all and go Edit to Define Pattern. And this one we'll call, looks like Steel. Now what is different about this is the color is the color that it is. So if you want to go in and change the color on it, you can make it like red steel, blue steel by playing with color. But right now, it's only going to make gray steel. So if I go back to my blank page here, and I'm going to go down here to where I made steel and pour it out, there is my pattern in the background. Now, it said it was seamless, but that doesn't look seamless to me. That if you have a really good seamless pattern, let's go File New and see. And we're going to make it big, 16 by 5. Let's make it 16 by 10. You always want to check this out on a blank page so that you really see it's seamless. And it isn't, because it's changing color there. So it is not truly a seamless pattern. All right. So, and I have a demo on how to do that. You basically have to flip it. And on this one, since side by side is doing good, that you get your image and you flip it and you turn it right side up and upside down. And then that color should blend from light to dark and not have a line across it. So that one truly is not seamless, even though that said it was. So that's one of the things you've got to look. Here's one with dots. So let's copy and see if that one is seamless. Let's not. Let's find one that I might need. So I've got plastic here. I've got dog fur. I've got sawdust. The fur might be interesting. I kind of like the speckled. All right. So I'm going to right click it, copy it. I know that that's not going to be seamless. We might not be able to do a really great look at seamless for the fur, but File New and Create and Paste. All right. So the canvas size, image size is 4 inches wide. So I'm automatically going to make it 8 inches wide. Image, canvas size with 8. And put it over here. All right. And then I'm going to select it. Select the white. Select invert. Now it's got that. Copy it. Paste it. Move it over. All right. And now we have to flip it. So edit, transform, flip horizontal. All right, so you can see if I do that, your animal is going to have that pattern to his fur. And you may not think that's going to look very good. So it is up to you on whether or not you're going to go with that. And you want to make sure there's no white edges showing. And merge it down. All right, so that's the width, and that side will be seamless. Now we need the top and the bottom to be seamless, so we do the same thing. You go to image size, the height is 2.24.31. All right, we go to canvas size. All right, if we click relative, then you can put 2.431. That's going to double it. All right, and again, we'll select the white. So image, select invert, edit copy, edit paste, move it down. All right, and edit, transform, flip vertical this time. All right, so again, if you actually use this and use this pattern this way, might not be the best for an animal, because I don't know that I've ever seen an animal with quite that pattern on it, but it would be cool for a rug or something like that. So, and then we flatten it, layer, merge down, select all, and edit define pattern. All right, and this one we'll call spotted fur. All right, so now it's ready to use just as it is. And if I was pouring that particular one, and you see there's some that isn't spotted that might work better for fur, that you do that. But if it's going one way, when you flip it, it's going to go the other way. So you can see why some people are using brushes. Where did it go? All right, here is my, and we'll delete it. And we'll get my paint bucket, go into my pattern, find the spotted fur, pour it out. All right, so every time that it duplicates itself, when it pastes it in, it's going to paste that pattern down. But it is seamless. And then if I'm coming in and going to use it on something like a dog, if the area is not too terribly big, because I've got a really big pattern there, then I can pour that texture into his fur, and he will look fur-like. You know, so it is possible to use that texture that way. So I have everything in my picture that I might want, because you can do the same thing now with brushes and textures with anything that you are looking to make. So you just go to Google and come on, Google. You can do sawdust for the floor. You can do plastic. You can do shiny metal. You can do any texture you want. And if it's the wrong color, then once you get the pattern made, then you can change the color and make a new pattern. So I think this assignment should be pretty fun for you all. Have a good time with it. Good luck.